I have been blowing glass all my life. I fell in love with glass before I fell in love with anything else.
Once I found out what glass blowing is all about and how you can play with color, I was totally hooked. Totally hooked. It's been around for so long.
Definitely an ancient art form, one of the oldest out there, over 2,000 years old. One of the most beautiful parts about it is its kind of ancient history and how that's still really the same as it was. It's a very collaborative process, and it's nice to find what your true nature is in the medium. Yeah.
You need to be in your mind in this space at the time.
I caught my shoe on fire once when I was teaching. That was fun. Someone was like, "You're on fire."
And then it crashes to the floor and smashes into 1,000 pieces. It's really frustrating.
My name is Melody Jewett, and I am a glassblower, also the chair currently of the Co-op. So I have been blowing glass all my life. I went to school for it right from high school. Originally I was in a 3-year program that I took at Sharon College outside of Toronto, and it just specialized in glass blowing. So it was very traditionally taught, form and function. I left feeling confident with what I knew in some rights, and then have managed to stay in it since then.
My name is Yvonne Avis, and I am the general manager here at the Ottawa Glassblowing Co-op. I've been working in this role for a year, but I have volunteered since the very beginning when we incorporated in 2019. So I've been involved since its inception.
So I've been working in the region since I graduated, so it's been over 20 years now. But it didn't have much to start in Ottawa especially, so we are the only studio here. And what I love about the community here is that it's like very grassroots. My favorite thing about the space is inclusivity is the #1 aspect that we want to relay to everybody that comes through the doors.
I think accessibility is important to us as a group, just because it's a way of including more people from the community. Glassblowing is fairly inaccessible, but we do have a studio that is physically accessible to people, for instance, in a wheelchair.
We've never had a lack of interest. Glassblowing always keeps interest, so long as we can get you in here and you're not terrified. But it's grown for sure. It's just the fact that it's also become more obscure to be able to have a studio.
We share access to what is basically a very expensive glass studio, and we all share it equally, whether you are somebody who has training from a school, or you are somebody who works in the federal government during the day and has taken classes in the evening either here or elsewhere. We have access to a glassblowing studio for you to come and practice your glass art.
We are, I think, very key because we're very close to Toronto and Montreal, which both have pockets of communities. So we can be this branch between, and there's lots of people that live in rural areas that all come in to do this. So the community is very welcoming, inclusive in Ottawa in particular.
If you really want to learn how to blow glass, we'll teach you. We have multi-week courses that people can learn the basic steps of glass blowing, and then hopefully work their way to becoming members and renting the studio too. We try and organize workshops for our members so that they have access to higher level, more experienced glass blowers, and they can learn other techniques, because there's always techniques to learn. There's a lot of opportunity for people to keep learning in the co-op.
I've also taught lots of people that say they're not creative, and I find that it helps them feel more creative and release and whatnot. So I think as a medium, it's worth trying or exploring just for the sake of that creativeness that it offers anybody, kids or adults. Because it's so fluid and has all these just wildly different properties than other mediums, it's just very creative, very imaginative, very alluring, and has all these extra stuff that people find quite captivating still, right?
Once I found out what glass blowing is all about and how you can play with color, I was totally hooked. Totally hooked.
I fell in love with glass before I fell in love with anything else in a sense. So there's a sense that if you're in love with any medium and any art form, that you just can't let it go, right? So I would hope that anybody who is lucky enough to try it, it has the ability to stick with it. And at minimum, come and use the space as a creative space, just for yourself one way or the other. And then if it's so compelling to you that you can't not have it, like some of us, then keep going, because it's worth it, because it gives all back, yeah.